Batsplaining. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. And they do this by taking all of our money in taxes. Look, the IRS is very good at getting our money. Sometimes it feels like we file taxes, not to prove how much we do owe the government, but just to prove that we get to keep some of our own money. You don't believe me? They tax you when you make money. Then they tax you when you spend it. Decide to sell the thing that you bought? Well, they'll tax you then too. They even tax you when you die. Heck, they might even tax you, your kids, long after you're dead, based on the inheritance that you decided to give them. Alright, so there's three main types of taxes that we'll be covering in this series. There's the income-based taxes, which is when you make money, the value-based taxes, when you spend it, and the death taxes, when they figured you wouldn't care because you're not here anymore. Death taxes. Look, I can't say that I don't think it's not a way to keep rich folks in line. Realizing that you're worth more to them dead than alive is kind of a powerful tool. That may not be the point, but it's totally a thing. Now, before we dive into the types, we need to talk about the mindset that created this colossal mess of a system. So, our government needs money to operate. That makes sense. But tax laws are written in a very specific way for a very specific reason. Sometimes they're there to encourage you as Americans to act in certain ways. Politicians want us to do certain things and not do certain things. We aren't talking about legal versus illegal, but more like we'd prefer you to or prefer you to not. They add extra taxes on the things that they don't want you to do. For example, cigarettes, alcohol, pollution, etc. And they'll give tax discounts for you to do the things that they want you to do. For example, they give a deduction for mortgage interest to encourage homeownership. And they also give a deduction for donating to political campaigns. Because if we're honest, we all know the only thing they really care about is themselves. Now, you may be asking why politicians would want to encourage homeownership, especially through a 15 to 30 year loan. It's hard to tell. Yeah, it could be that they really do want you to have a place for your family that can be passed to future generations, establishing generational wealth and all the feel-good yada yada. But I'm the Dark Knight, not the White Knight. Optimism has never come easy for me. I think it could be that their banking buddies that donated to their campaigns are the ones that are selling the loans. Or maybe if you're paying a debt for 30 years, you're going to be a little less focused on what they're doing in Washington and more focused on just trying to pay your bills. Who knows? The other factor that has really screwed up our tax system the most is elections. We've already established that politicians really only care about getting reelected. There are changes that are made to the tax code solely for a short-term poll boost. These changes may not be designed to last forever and may even have a phase-out provision. But no one likes paying taxes. So when we get close to those phase-out periods going into effect, they get extended because the people in office at that time want to get reelected too. This creates a major continuity issue because personal gains end up trumping common sense, making our tax code far more complicated than it ever needed to be. All right, now you understand why our tax code's such a mess. Next week, we're going to be diving into the income-based taxes, starting with payroll taxes. I am not going to sugarcoat it. Taxes are disgusting, but I will do everything that I can to make them as interesting as is humanly possible. Because if anyone can do it, it's me. All right, Batman out. Thank you so much for watching this video and for supporting all of our channel. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. All right, bye for now.